Good day, everyone. Welcome to Module 2 History of Career Guidance and Counseling. So, in this session, we will trace the journey of career guidance from its early beginnings through the Industrial Revolution and vocational guidance movement up to today's emerging trends shaped by globalization, technology, and AI. So, before 1900s, the early foundation, there was no formal career guidance system. People learned about work, opportunities from family, church, or community. So, a significant figure was Juan Huerta de San Juan in 1529 to 1588, who published Examen in 1575. He argued that people's intelligence and abilities should guide career choices. For example, someone strong in reasoning might pursue law, while someone with practical and mechanical skill might enter craftsmanship. His work marked the earliest link between psychology and career guidance. For the 19th century, the Industrial Society or the Industrial Revolution transformed society, moving people from farms to factory and cities. So this created diverse job opportunities, but also poor living condition and depersonalized work. So thinkers like James Cattell, 1890, introduced the idea of mental test to measure individual differences. So this laid the groundwork for psychological testing in career guidance. Meanwhile, John Dewey emphasized education for life preparation, focusing on individual interest, motivation, and development, not just rote learning. So this influenced school to seek career guidance as part of their role. So for the vocational guidance movement in early 1900s, the era formalized this era formalized career education. So Jesse B. Davis in 1907 launched the first school vocational guidance program in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He asked students to write essays linking schoolwork to career and moral development. Ellie Weaver in 1904 and 1906 organized a peer counseling program where students advised classmates about course and jobs. Frank Parsons in 1908 and 1909. He is also called the father of vocational guidance. He founded the Vocational Bureau of Boston in 1908 and published Choosing a Vocation in 1909. So Parsons proposed the trait and factor approach. Number one, self-knowledge, interest, value, and abilities. Number two, knowledge of occupation. Three, reasoning to match the two. For example, a student who enjoys number as a self-knowledge and knows about accounting, occupational knowledge, may choose to become an accountant. And then for the expansion and institutionalization, in 1910 and 1940, guidance spread rapidly. So 1910, first National Conference on Guidance in Boston. And 1913, National Association of Guidance was formed. And World War One and World War Two increased need for placement specialists. Assessment became crucial in the military. Smith-U Act of 1917 funded vocational education in the United States, and Edward K. Strong, 1927, developed the Strong Vocational Interest Plan. And 1939, first dictionary of occupational titles published standardizing career information. So this era solidified career guidance as both a school and workforce necessity. So let's go to post-war development in 1950. So World War II, more women entered the workforce, changing workplace demographics. So the focus of career counseling shifted. Instead of just asking what job should I choose, counselors explore why and how do people make career choices. So governments invested in technical and vocational school to train people for increasingly specialized industries. And then let's go to career guidance in the Philippines. So in the Philippines, 1951 career guidance was formally included in the role of guidance counselor. And 1964, the Philippine Guidance and Personal Action, or BGPA, was founded, later becoming the PGCA. 1977, the Philippine Vocational Guidance Association, or PVGA, was created, later renamed CDAP, or Career Development Association of the Philippines. Local tests like PACT, or Philippine Aptitude Classification Test, or POIS, Philippine Occupational Interest Survey, were developed. And Dr. Vicentita M. Cervera created the Filipino Work Value Scale, or FWVS, which gained international recognition in 2001. So this milestone show how the Philippines adapted global practice to its own cultural context. And for the career trends and demands, several trends shaped career guidance toward the end of the 20th century. So we have the so-called no lifetime career. People today may have 3 to 7 careers across their lifetime, requiring adaptability. And no career exclusiveness. Women and marginalized groups entered fields once close to them. And then also globalization, work opportunities became global, requiring cross-cultural competence. And also career unpredictability. Rapid technological and market changes make career prediction difficult. We also have the local context K to 12 in 2012. So the Philippine K to 12 program embedded career readiness in academic, technical, vocational, sports, and art tracks. So let's also discuss the emerging trends, technology, and workplace. So looking at the present and the future. For the workplace barriers, the glass ceiling for women and lavender ceiling for LGBTQ professionals highlight ongoing challenges. So work-life balance, increasing emphasis on mental health, family time, and flexible schedule. There's also that technology and AI. Automation is replacing routine jobs while creating demand for AI specialists, data scientists, and digital skills. Example, chatbots replacing some customer service roles but creating new jobs for AI trainers. Remote work and gig economy. These are online freelancing, virtual assistants, and gig jobs like Grab, Upwork, Fiverr are now mainstream. Sustainability and greener careers. So climate change drives demand for renewable energy engineers, sustainability consultants, and environmental scientists. So, career guidance today must help students prepare for jobs that may not even exist yet. So, for our teaching aid and activities, so to deepen our understanding, use a timeline chart of key global and Philippine milestones. Compare career guidance before and after industrialization. So for our activities, number one, group timeline project. So student create a visual timeline of key figures event. And number two, case application apply Parsons three principles to their own career goals. Number three, debate is globalization and AI making career guidance more challenging or more essential. So these activities make history relevant and prepare learners for the future. And for our summary, so to summarize, career guidance evolve. Yeah, that's my last slide. Career guidance evolved from informal advice to a structured discipline. Pioneers like Huarte, Cattell, Dewey, Davis, Weaver, and Parsons laid the foundation. Guidance developed alongside industrialization, wars, and educational reforms. In the Philippines, PGCE, CDAP, and locally normed tools shape professional practice and today's challenges, multiple careers, globalization, AI, inclusivity, and sustainability require guidance counselor to prepare individuals for an uncertain but opportunity-rich future. Thank you.